As more and more people move to urban areas, abandoned schools in rural North Dakota have become the norm. Joel Crane tells us about one that's gotten a second life.
It could be said a thriving school is the soul of a town. Classes haven't been held in Nome, North Dakota for more than 50 years, but the town's schoolhouse has once again become the beating heart of the community. Everyone that walks into the Nome schoolhouse is floored by what they see. This Statue of Liberty has graced the entrance since World War I.
It's indescribable. I mean, there really isn't words for it.
But the building didn't always look this way. The Nome schoolhouse almost suffered the same fate as many other rural schools that have closed. It was nearly demolished.
We knew they thought we were crazy. For the whole first year, we went to bank after bank after bank, and they all thought we were nuts.
In 2018, Teresa Perleberg and Chris Ambrist had a vision of what this building could become.
And it took our breath away. Here was this beautiful woodwork. Here was textbooks and desks that were untouched, and it was just amazing.
A new roof, tens of thousands of dollars, hundreds of hours of work, and 4 years later, the schoolhouse is open again with a newfound purpose.
And we're all about education and educating folks on the fiber arts.
The Nome Schoolhouse was built more than 100 years ago, and today it's become the perfect setting for adult education.
Ooh, that's pretty.
Students who enroll for classes today experience hands-on education.
Whenever I teach, I like to make sure that at the end of the session, the person is really prepared to figure out things on their own.
This class is learning to use naturally occurring materials like sawdust.
The sawdust is a bright gold color, and that's where the color comes from.
And insects.
The cactus bugs from South America and Mexico that eat off the prickly pear cactus and see us making this beautiful purpley red color.
To transform yarn into vibrant colors.
I love it because you all have the same passion and you're all willing to try different things, like someone else is trying something I never thought of.
And with class offerings changing all the time, Chris and Teresa say,
You can't help but learn something when you're here.
There is nothing like this in the world.
like any schoolhouse, there's more to this facility than academics. It's also a wedding venue, restaurant, bar, and hotel. And in a town of about 50, it's become the bustling center of Nome once more. The Nome Schoolhouse also houses 3 businesses run by Teresa and Chris. Tomorrow, I'll tell you all about those businesses and why the Nome Schoolhouse is a household name to some people around the world.
Well, this is right up my alley, and you wouldn't believe the conversation we were having. Yesterday, you went to Nome to find out about fiber arts in an old schoolhouse, and he says he's been having dreams about learning to knit.
I've been having fever dreams about learning to knit. I was not interested in this at all, and now it's all I can think about.
Oh, so. Totally up my alley. So.
Yeah, well, hopefully we can get you a present the next time we go. But anyway, people have been shearing sheep and turning it into clothing for thousands of years, and that practice is still embraced at the Nome Schoolhouse. Many of us have no idea how the clothes on our backs are produced. Textile manufacturing is a painstaking process that has put Nome, North Dakota on the map for people from around the world who practice fiber arts.
I love sheep.
Teresa Perleberg says this flock is the core of Shepherd Industries. Everything produced at the Nome Schoolhouse starts with wool-bearing animals.
It's generating the most money, and we just want to grow that and build that, and people are the most excited about that.
The process of transforming sheared wool into fabric is messy.
I call this monkey picking, and it's actually skirting. I go through and I pick out some of the chaff, some of the stuff that you don't want in your yarn, and it goes into one of our wash bags.
Washing the wool removes the greasy wax called lanolin produced by sheep.
Melting the lanolin off the wool, and you see all that lanolin in the wastewater.
Then it's dyed according to a recipe.
We have recipes for all the different colors. Here's penguin feet and penguin lips.
After that, it goes on the drying racks before it's picked and carded.
This is carding, and what we are doing is we are taking the fiber and we are aligning it through a series of pinned rollers that basically are combing the fiber, aligning them all in the right direction. This is what goes in your kits. This is what you could sit down at your spinning wheel and spin.
Shepherd Industries produces many farm-to-market products, including felting kits, yarn, and needle felting cushions.
This is our best-selling product. It's a work surface for doing the craft of needle felting.
All the products produced here are packaged and shipped to customers around the country and world. Satisfied customers provide word-of-mouth advertising. Teresa and Chris have created an online community through their YouTube page.
This is YouTube. Welcome to YouTube 162.
Oh man, we are kicking out some beautiful sock yarn that we're going to hand paint.
Teresa and Chris have loyal viewers that watch and engage with every one of their weekly YouTube videos.
That's all, folks.
But there's more. Teresa and Chris plan to move an educational flock of alpacas, llamas, and different breeds of sheep near the school so visitors can learn about the animals that made all of this possible. Nome is located 30 miles southeast of Valley City on Highway 32. There, you can see the schoolhouse for yourself and maybe pick up a hobby or two while you're there.